This is the Guide to Georgia Outdoors, and it is the first full week of deer season, the second weekend, and me and Josh are going to be doing some hunting. And I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty warm here in South Georgia. But this is going to be our first hunt ever in this see-through blind, and I posted a video on it a couple weeks ago, and it did really well. So apparently a lot of hunters and viewers are kind of curious about these blinds, and tonight me and Josh are going to be in it, and we got set up in a hardwood, like a ridge with small hardwoods, and the corn's about 20 yards away. So this is going to be a real test of if this blind does the trick. Scent control is going to be a problem, so we're going to be spraying down in just a minute, and we're going to kind of see how it goes. I've been seeing a lot of does at this spot, not really any bucks that we want to shoot, but we're after meat today. What's your experience hunting out of ground blinds?
It's never been good.
Never been good?
Yeah, it's the scent control, like you said, is a huge thing, because I mean you're the level with them, so you got to be careful in your movements. You got to be sprayed down and try not to sweat so much. So that's what we're going to try to do.
The try not to sweat so much is easier said than done. And just like Josh says, my experience hunting out of a ground blind has not been great. I've killed deer with the rifle out of them, when they're 100 yards plus, but I've never actually killed a deer with the bow out of a ground blind. I don't hunt that style a whole lot because it is more difficult, but we're going to give it a go. We're definitely going to spray down, have to really be still, be quiet, and see if these deer don't spook too quick on us. But we're going to finish spraying down, and we'll pick up at the ground blind. It's hot, but there's also not much wind blowing, so that's going to be a good thing as well. So that's going to work in our favor. Yeah. We would rather forget our bow than forget the thermocell when you're hunting in Georgia. It's going to be really close. But I think, yeah, you're good right there. I'm good there. Yeah, you're good. So you gotta make sure you sit up high as you can. See if you can pull that down just a little bit. There you go. That'll work. All right, I know it's real dark in here, but we just got in here. It's just a really dark blind, but we're all set up, and hoping any minute now the deer will start moving, and we can go ahead and shoot one and get back to the house. So get a shower. Yeah, but if you're gonna hunt in South Georgia, this is just what you deal with. But I'm really liking this blind. It feels like you're sitting out in the middle of nowhere, and so we can really see this whole ridge of the deer coming. We can go ahead and be prepared instead of rather just having them in these little pockets. But it's gonna be a good hunt. Do you see her? Directly to my left. That's a squirrel right behind us. Yeah. Okay, that was a false alarm. That was a false alarm. Josh thought he heard a deer. I thought he said he saw a deer, but it was a squirrel. So we're ready. That was a dry run. We're ready. Sounded like a deer. We just got in from hunting, and we didn't kill a deer. There was some does that came in. They picked up on our scent and blew at us, and I don't know that you could, connect that to this blind. I think they would have probably picked us up, on any blind, but there are extra holes, for extra scent. That could possibly go out. Plus there's two guys in a thermocell. But there were some things I liked about the blind, and there were some things I didn't like about the blind after spending 2 hours in it. And we'll start with the things I didn't like, then we'll go to the things that I did like. While I was in the blind, we left all the windows closed except for the front window to shoot out of. and I was below the window level, so I looked through the blind the whole time. And when the light was high, before it got dark, I could see really well, but as it got darker, it was much harder to see out of that blind. And one thing I struggled with, when that sun was setting, it's kind of a glare on the side of the blind, and I couldn't see out of it. And as it got closer to dark, and even, still with plenty of light, I could find myself only being able to see real good out of the blind straight forward and not at these angles. And maybe that was just me, but I really struggled with that. And Josh wears glasses, and he kind of struggled kind of focusing as well. And this was kind of weird and kind of hard to explain, but as my eyes were struggling to focus, and there's a couple of times I feel like I was even a little dizzy, just kind of moving around and my eyes not being able to focus looking through that blind. I did like the size of the blind, and Josh got his chair situated so he had no problem trying to make a shot out of it. And I think in ideal conditions with good light, turkey hunting, I see where this would be great. If you're in more of an open field, I see where it would be great. In those dark settings in that wood, it got dark really, really quick in that blind. The honeymoon phase is over, though there's still a lot of good in this blind, but there's still some things that are a little bit challenging. Like I said, looking out of it at an angle through the holes, it's kind of, you can't really see real well. And I found myself wanting to lean up and look out the window more than I did looking through. I did get some footage of the camera looking through the blind, and you could focus the camera on there. It looks kind of, a little bit gray, but overall, I don't think the blind is the reason why we didn't kill today. I think that was more of just being the moon's getting, the moon was full about 2 nights ago. But before you buy one, I wanted to give you the full honest review, and hopefully I'll kill one, but I wanted to get this short video out. The previous video where I kind of show you what the blind's all about, putting it together, is linked below. But if you would hit that subscribe button. We don't do all reviews on here. We like to hunt at the end of the day, but I thought this was a pretty cool blind, and a lot of people watched the video, so I figured I'd come back for a second round on the review. And it does have a lot of potential. I could definitely see me turkey hunting out of it and rifle hunting out of it. Deer hunting, I'm just not really a blind guy to begin with when it comes to deer hunting. I prefer a deer stand, prefer box stands with a rifle, but I think it's got some potential. So maybe my opinions have went down a little bit, but I hope this helps you out and makes your decision a little bit easier. But until the next one, this has been the unofficial No Doubt Angle Plate Guide, Georgia Outdoors.